You're welcome to another video of the course F5 Big IP LTM. In this section, we are going to talk about F5 tcpdump, which is a normal tcpdump traffic capture utility, and it is usually used for troubleshooting. But F5 tcpdump has some specific options to capture a specific session on both client and server sides, which is the main focus of this section. F5 is on top of CentOS Linux operating system, and therefore you can use the open source tcpdump utility to troubleshoot the connections. However, there are some specific tcpdump options for F5 devices that will be the main focus of this section. This is the topology that we have already prepared several times throughout the course. The user connect to the virtual IP 192.168.2.100 using HTTP protocol. In the figure, you can also see the tcpdump command, which we use to capture the packet between the client and F5 virtual server and also internal server. This command is used as a sample command to discuss tcpdump options, particularly F5 tcpdump specific options. tcpdump-I, the first option is -I, which allows you to specify which interface or VLAN to capture traffic from. You can specify interface name like tcpdump-I internal, or interface identifier like tcpdump-I 1.1, which is internal interface, and 0.0 means that traffic is captured from all interfaces. tcpdump host and port, to specify traffic from a specific host or a specific port to be captured. We use normal host and port options in tcpdump command, and there is nothing new in F5 tcpdump. tcpdump host, source host, destination host, port, or source port and destination port. The option -N or -NN. The option -N in tcpdump disable name resolution, which helps improve processing performance. Using -NN, disable both name resolution and service port resolution. -W, tcpdump -W in tcpdump allow you to save your captured traffic to a file. I will then use Wireshark to open the captured file. tcpdump-S is used to specify the amount of each packet to be captured. S0 means entire packet must be captured. But F5:NNMP option placed after the interface option is the most important F5 specific parameter. Please don't confuse -N switch with :N switch, which comes after interface name. :N option is used to display F5 low details in the captured traffic. The virtual server name, the interface name, and direction in the interface are displayed in the low details in the captured traffic. :N option is used to display F5 medium details. In addition to low details, it also displays the information like flow details, and :N option display F5 high details. In addition to low and medium details, the IP address and port of both sides of F5 are displayed in high details in the captured traffic. Finally, P option captures traffic from both sides of F5, from the client to the F5 and the corresponding traffic to the pool members. Now let's run tcpdump command with 0.0, which means all interfaces, and :NNNP switch, which is F5 specific option, to store the result in a file with the name of capture.pcap in /var/temp directory. To capture traffic, let's browse the IP address 192.168.2.100, which is the IP of virtual server once to 100, and then Control C, and you see that 22 packets are received by filtered, and then I will copy it to my desktop through the software WinSCP, refresh and capture and download and replace, and then we will open the captured file with Wireshark, open in the download and then capture. In tcpdump command, we only capture traffic that matches the virtual IP address to 100 and port 80. However, in the output from Wireshark, you can see that the traffic on the server side is also being captured in addition to 100 and 175, which is the client side. The traffic from the server side with the IP address 10.112 is also captured, which is the server which we are connected to, which is the second server, web server 2, with the IP address 10.112. If you check the details of the traffic, you can see here F5 Ethernet trailer protocol. You see that there are 3 sections: low details, medium details, and high details. This is the first :n option, the second n option, and the third n option. In the first n option, you capture, for example, the name or ID of the interface, which is the interface internal, for example, in this packet, the IP of the virtual server with which the packet is matched, and the direction, which is out direction. In the medium details, you see some other information like fellow information, and in high details, you see other information like IP address and port from both client and server side. 2175 is the IP address in the client side, and 2100 is the IP of the virtual server. In the other packet, you will see also the IP address from server sides. Here you can see the IP address, for example, from the server side 10.112. And this is exactly the options specific to F5 tcpdump utility, that you can also capture F5 information and F5 details in the packet, so you can troubleshoot your connection.